I was going through your Instagram, and there was a picture with you and Michael K. Williams.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
And we
said,
spoke about Michael in the last interview. Yeah.
yeah. But then he passed away
Yeah.
in between those two interviews.
Yeah.
And in the caption, you said, we started off as models in 1991 and then became actors. Many nights of stories and character building. He was always the calm one out of both of us. You kept me from killing dudes when they went off. You'll always you'll always be in my heart. Rest in paradise, Black excellence.
That's it. That's my guy.
Yeah, that was a sad one. That was unexpected too.
Yeah, that really was, because here he just did this amazing performance for DMX, you know? And next thing you know, he's the next one gone, next big one gone. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's sad, man. That one really hurt me. Out of all that we lost this year, that one really hurt me. And it's like, he's constantly in my heart. I still feel like he's still here. He's just off being Michael doing something. You know what I mean? And there's still, I hear there's a body of work still to come out on him, you know, some works that he did. And it just like, it's crazy because I was sitting here giving him his flowers while he was here in the last interview, and then now he's gone. And it's like, you know, here I am again, giving him his flowers. He was a genius, man. Like, he just had a way about him. And, you know, when sitting with him and talking about different characters and how to play roles, he opened my eyes to things that I never looked at, and I wouldn't even think of the possibility of playing a role like that. But he really like set me off, you know, to the point where now, even on my auditions, I'm different. You know, I just went in on an audition for ABC where I was playing a prison inmate who was wrongly accused, and it just, my energy, my anger, everything was different. You know, I took a little bit of Omar's anger and mixed it up with a little Boardwalk Empire, and it was just like, you know, there's so much. You can go back and watch a lot of his stuff, and you can learn a lot from it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he would always steal the show, whatever he'd be on.
Yeah, anything he was on, he would always demand it, you know?
Yeah.
And that was the kind of actor he was that, you know, set the goal for a lot of us young Black actors and say, you know, this is what we want to do, you know? It's like I had a conversation with Lawrence Fishburne, and he said, brother, we've been waiting on you, you know? And it's like when you get people like that and Denzel and guys like that tell you, yo, don't give up, keep going. And that's all I keep saying and doing. You know, it's the right role puts you in the right place, you know? And no matter what role or what place I am, I'm still going to be staying me, you know? But to be able to flex from one extreme to the next, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do it.
I mean, he was only 54 years old.
Yep. 4 years older than me.
Yeah, a few years older than you. And it really sort of broke my heart when you found out that there was, you know, cocaine and heroin, I guess, in his apartment and in his system. And then you found out there was fentanyl mixed in.
That's a lot.
And it's just like,
that's a lot, man. That's a cocktail that's why, like, now, like, when I look back at my drug dealer days, I was just like, man, if I could wipe that shit clean, because who knows what pain and what anguish I might have caused somebody back then when I was hustling, you know? It just was like, if I had to do it again, that's one thing I wouldn't do. You know, I'd still be street, maybe still jack cars, sell guns and do shit like that. But I'd stay away from the drugs, you know? It's just, because a lot of times when that shit gets a hold of you, and I mean, me and him had conversations about that stuff, and he'd be like, man, I beat it this time. I'm not doing it no more. You know what I mean? Whenever he was clean, he was always so proud of it, you know?
Huh.
But then when it got a hold of him again, it just, you could see it. And he was like a kid trapped in a box, you know? You see it in his eyes that he didn't want it no more. But the body craved it, you know? Because you got to understand that the chemical mixes that are in these drugs, they're not natural. It's like when you do weed, you're gonna get, I'm addicted to weed. I need it. I'm gonna steal a TV, you know?
Right,
You don't
yeah.
do that with weed. Like coke,
Yeah.
heroin, all these other fentanyl, all these other things, you'll do whatever to get your hands on it because it's in your skin. Like my uncle had a girlfriend that did heroin, and you be talking to her, and she just
Yeah, nods off.
or she's constantly itching. It's in their skin and it's calling them, and it's like it's a chemical like addiction that's just constantly just calls them and tells their brain to do shit that they wouldn't normally do. A sane person ain't gonna steal mama TV because mama gotta watch her stories. And it just it got a hold of him, man.
Yeah. So he actually was talking to you about his addiction and the struggle with
Yeah,
it.
we spoke about it a few times, and then I'd be out at the time when I was drinking, he wasn't drinking, and then when I wasn't drinking, he was drinking, and he would be like, yeah, and then he would be heavy on the Hennessy, and I'd be like, yo, what's up, man? You good? Yeah, I'm good, and I'd have to kind of sometimes take the glass away from him and be like, yo, no more, that's it. Let's go home. Let's call it a day. You know what I mean? And it was like he was on the high of life, and then sometimes that high would turn into that. I mean, it's like cocaine's nothing new in Hollywood, People, it's a celebratory drug in Hollywood, I remember going to the Emmys and, motherfuckers was in the bathroom. Like, you heard all of that shit going on. You know what I mean? If I was a drug dealer, I could have made a shit ton of money. But, I had left that life. When I walked away from all things that were bad, I walked away. I didn't look back. And it just was like, and I saw people doing it, and I would want to say, yo, don't do that shit. It's going to get a hold of you and destroy you. Because most people, I got it under control. Yeah, it's just, I just do it once in a while. Nah, when you get that white horse, it's on you, bro. You can't shake it. It's on you.
Yeah. One of my close friends overdosed and died at 23 off cocaine. And being at that funeral, I made the decision never to try it.
Yeah.
And over the years, I've had people offer it to me.
Yeah.
And I've always been like, nah,
all
I'm
the
good.
time. I even had people take these exact keys right here and do blow off with my keys. And I'm like looking at my keys like, I hope this shit don't get in my ignition. I pour Heineken over that motherfucker, yo. Shit.
There you go.
And again, Florida man, it's down here like,
yeah,
it's like going to be like, yo, you got a bottle of water? Yeah, I got a bottle of water. You want a bump? It's everywhere. You know what I mean? Again, if I was in that business, I'd be like a Pablo Escobar down here. You know what I mean? I have all the crazy shirts. My man, I got everything. You want? I got. But it's here, man. It's running rampant here.
There you go. Tyson Beckford, Matt, always a pleasure. Congrats on all your success. You always keep it 100. You always keep it honest. You always keep it humble. And this is why I think so many people react to the first interview, and I think even more people are going to react to this one, man. Appreciate it. Until next time.
Yeah, brother. Hey, we should do our own show. 5 things that are happening in the news, and what does Tyson think about it?
Let's do it.
I mean, comedy, bro. Because we could turn it into something funny and turn around this stigma of not being able to laugh anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And this is probably going to be out by the time this clip actually comes out. Faison Love, who's a regular on my show, we actually did a whole interview that's dropping on Halloween, which is probably dope. In the past by now.
I love Big Man.
He's actually, I'm interviewing him as Big Worm.
Oh, okay.
So Big Worm got a Vlad.
He got the curlers and everything?
He's got the perm.
Oh,
he's got the perm.
Hell yeah.
I asked him about if the police went and got him after he shot at Smokey, how long he's been dealing drugs.
Right.
It's a real Vlad TV interview with Big
please,
Worm.
Give that man his flowers now, because we see a lot of the actors from Friday are dropping like flies, bro.
This is true.
So I
lost
give him
a lot of them. Debo's gone. Craig's father is gone.
Yeah, with my Witherspoon, John Witherspoon.
Yeah, Witherspoon's gone. DJ Pooh's father. You want some too old man? No, he's gone.
No.
Yep. A lot of people are gone, man.
The girl, Janet Jackson.
AJ Johnson, who died.
And then AJ Johnson just recently.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. Somebody just reminded me that I had done a show with him, and I didn't even remember. And I'm like, because I kept seeing all these things about help pay for his funeral, and I was like, nah, this can't be real. This must be a scam. And I'm like, the AJ I knew always was hustling. So, but you never know how people end up in these last few days of their life, financially. Yeah. But yeah, man, it was
exactly.
sad.
Yeah, rest in peace, AJ Johnson. I got a chance to interview him and really have him tell his whole life story. He has a very interesting story. His dad was actually started the Black Stuntmen Association in Hollywood.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know
exactly. That. Yeah, he was one of the first black stuntmen because before they just have white dudes wearing blackface doing the stunts.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? And then he actually got into it and
trying
became
to put themselves at risk. Yeah,
exactly. And actually, his dad was in Harlem Nights. Remember when Arsenio was shooting the gun, and then that one dude had the pow, he'd be like, "Stop shooting that little motherfucking gun!"
Yeah,
that was actually AJ Johnson's dad.
Oh, yes. You look at the similarities. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Is his dad still around?
I'm not sure.
I'm
not sure.
Yeah. It's the worst when when your kids go before you. Knock on wood. I don't never want nothing else.
That's the worst.
You know what I mean? That's the worst.
So that's what it is. Tyson Beckford, man. Until next time, my man.
Peace, my brother.